For all your TCG needs, make sure to check out alphatradingcardgames.com. What's poppin', everybody? This is Sabro94. Gonna be talking about the upcoming rotation today. I used to do comprehensive rotation videos a couple of years ago, well, a lot of years ago, but I stopped because sets are just too big. There's too many cards going away, and I would just never have enough time to make those the way I used to. So I'm just gonna casually be looking at most of the cards, I guess the important cards, in a general sense, covering the sense, giving you guys a few of my opinions. So April 5, 2024 is when the new changes take place. Of course, since the Sword and Shield era, I believe, they've been doing this regulation marks, instead of just announcing the sets. It's kind of annoying. It can be confusing. It's more confusing than before, if you ask me. Back in the day, it was just simple. They announced the sets, and whatever card still exists, has a reprint in a newer set, you can still use it. But with these regulation marks, it can be annoying. But I mean, it doesn't matter. It's pretty simple. It's how we predicted it would be. Basically, the sets going away are Battle Styles, Chill and Rain, Evolving Skies, Celebrations, and Fusion Strike. So 5 sets. It's the usual core 1, 2, 3, 4 sets with sort of a mini special set Celebrations in as well. They don't really say anything extra here. I mean, the expanded format, it's going to remain the same, black and white on, even though, can we even use the black and white sets in expanded? I think you still can't use them. So whatever. So let's look at some of the stuff. Battle Styles is the first set going away. The majority of all of the regular cards are usually just filler anyway. But the theme for this set was the Rapid Strike and Single Strike cards. People really stopped using them by now anyway. Some people still try to use, the Rapid Strike deck and trying to do a little combo with Metachamp, skip your opponent's turn, that kind of thing. But we really don't lose much. I mean, the VMAXs, I think by this rotation, nearly all of the VMAXs are going to be going away. I think maybe there's a few more that last in like the last few Sword and Shield sets, but it's really just going to be going away. Yeah, what else can I say? These VMAXs, Urshifu, the Rapid Strike Urshifu, it's just too much risk with the VMAXs now. And you don't really get that much. This Bronzong is going to go away. That's too bad. I mean, I used it a little bit. I wish there was ways to use it more, but I mean, it's just the card pool, not really having any max potion, having to use as a porter to just scoop up a card and get that healing combo. Maybe I should actually try and use it a bit more and make another deck, but we just don't have that big-ass metal Pokemon that can really just exploit this. We don't have the Metal Saucer, which was the energy acceleration. That kind of messed this card up too. Gotta have a way to get those metal energies quickly. And we lose Bruno, could be a decent little recovery card. Supporter. Cheryl is gonna go away, so yeah, Bronzong. It'd be even more useless without this anyway. Energy Recycler. Damn it, that's the annoying thing. I don't remember. So some of these cards, they have received prints in like newer sets. I don't quite remember. This, I think maybe it comes in another set that's newer. I wish I could just somehow click it and we get all the other prints. But anyway, EXP Share, that one I know has a new card, I'm pretty sure. Corina is going to go away. This really sucks. This really sucks because a lot of the decks that I use now, I just have this in instead of just Professor Research, because the Stage 2 decks with the rare candies, if you have a bunch of the candies or the evolution Pokemon or just some other valuable shit you don't really want to get rid of, but you want to draw a bunch of cards, you got Research as your only supporter in hand, it screws you up. This was a little better. With a low hand size, you could still draw a bunch of shit. I mean, Tool Jammer, okay, whatever. I mean, not really much of the rule boxes too. Like this Cricket Tune is technically a draw support Pokemon, but nobody really used it. People would use Squawkabilly, even Luminion. And yeah, that's it. I mean, Tyranitar, if people still used Lugia with this, no, they won't be able to. But we don't really lose that much from this set. Going into the Chill and Rain, this is going to be a bigger one for sure. A lot of filler Pokemon once again, and a lot of stuff for the Single Strike and Rapid Strike archetypes. Cinderace is going to go away, but I mean, when I used it, it wasn't that good anyway. The VMAX, Ice Rider, and Shadow Rider, they also kind of stopped seeing play regardless. Just things are a lot more broken now. And they give away 3 prizes too. The Gardevoir is going to go away, so I guess the Gardevoir deck is going to have to be changed, or people won't favor it as much anymore. This card was never that good in my opinion. It's just another weak Stage 2 Pokemon with weak HP. The attack is alright, the ability is great, but Stage 2 Pokemon with 140 HP in this day and age, it was always gonna hold it back. It's only thanks to Gardevoir EX that, because you evolved from the same Pokemon, people could squeeze it in. But I mean, if it was a different energy acceleration Pokemon that wasn't Gardevoir, this card would have never seen the play it did. Like, there's a difference between having something like Rayquaza that's really good. Let's say discards a bunch of energies, it gets 1 hit KOs. You want to find a willing partner, and then this, that just was for a very specific archetype with Gardevoir. But yeah, it's gonna go away. People might have to use, well, they won't even be able to use the Celebrations Zacian actually either. So maybe the Gardevoir decks are gonna die down. Who knows? But there's no way this had another reprint. I think it's the only Gardevoir here. So it's going to go away. They also lose... Well, it has a different Cresselia, actually. People kind of forgot about it with Crescent Glow. Could have used this, actually, in the Mewtwo Zadu deck, but I didn't. Who knows? Maybe I'll make another deck trying to use this before the rotation. Nothing much else. I mean, what else do we lose? This card was kind of cool, but it was only for Vs. Not for EXs, so its time passed. Sandaconda is gonna go, of course. Galarian Moltres V, okay, this is gonna weaken maybe some variants of Aurora and Moon that like to use this with energy switches. Darkrai is gonna get much weaker. This does have a bunch of reprints, but I'm not quite sure if they have a different regulation mark. That's the stupid, annoying part. Like, where is the secret rare? And I think, is it Astral Radiance or something? Let me just check. It's in this damn set, right? Silver Tempest. I think. Yeah, look at these huge ass sets, man. Crazy. So, are you here or not? I think it might be here. Trying to figure out if it's leaving or if a reprint. Man, I think there was some kind of alternate art one, but it's not here. Is it in a different set? I don't know, but I mean, it's probably going away. I would say so. I mean, if it goes, Darkness decks get weakened, Darkrai V-Star, people that still wanted to use that, I mean, you just won't be able to. Basically, it's going to be too slow, too weak. What else? Where were we? So yeah, Moltres going away, Galarian VMAX, Slow King nobody used. Just a lot of stuff nobody used. You know, these filler stage 2s, Aggron. I've been meaning to use an Aggron card for so long, but you just can't when they're so weak. Metagross, people really didn't use. Blissey, another deck that really just stopped seeing play. Should I just try and make one again? I wonder. Do we have enough support for this to be used? Maybe, we'll see, but I mean, there's not much point. Tornadus VMAX. Avery is going away, so this is a tech that a lot of people do use. It can be pretty annoying when your opponent times it right if they sort of get lucky. So it's gonna go away. I don't mind it going away, to be honest. Definitely sure this doesn't have another print. Dynatree Heal. This was a kind of a cool stadium I like to use in decks that there really wasn't any stadium that I could use that would benefit me but could benefit my opponent. So it was kind of cool. Make sure your opponent can't heal. Echo and Horn. This is a pretty stupid, annoying card in Snorlax decks and other bullshit decks. So it's gonna go away too. Fog Crystal. Yeah, even more power psychic decks are losing, like Gardevoir isn't gonna be able to have this either. Clara. This was another nice little supporter recovery card. People did use. Gonna go away. Melanie, I guess my Palkia V-Star deck won't be a thing anymore. Path to the Peak. Really dig this stadium. Sucks that it's going away, but that's how the game is. Just rulebox Pokemon. Man, yeah, this used to stop like Charizard. It was something that was a pain in the ass for them. They won't have to worry about it anymore. This dude, some people used, also going away. Anything else? These are just like the full arts. Okay, but a bunch of important stuff is leaving from this set. Like a lot of important psychic cards, darkness cards. Shit matters. Like Gardevoir, yeah, Gardevoir is in here too. This Curlia that lets you get a bunch of Curlias too. So yeah, Gardevoir losing a lot of power for sure. Then we got Evolving Skies. So this is a huge ass set. It was pretty much the most expensive set of its year, and it's still probably the hypest set as far as new sets go. It's crazy, crazy expensive. I mean, it did have a lot of cool cards to collect, but I think it was kind of overrated. Anyway, what the hell do I know? So Leafeon VMAX, people stopped playing that. A bunch of other, lots of filler cards this set had. Volcarona decks, this was expanded. Suicune, people stopped using that too. Milotic, I guess if you wanted to use the little hammer Pinkadon deck, whatever. This thing going away messes with that deck too. What else do we got? Jolteon, people stopped using anyway. Fluffy, okay, that's pretty big. So lightning decks use an important card as well. Not every lightning deck used this, but a lot of them did. It's going away. Regieleki I used, it's gonna go away. Pumpkaboo, this was a way to get rid of stadiums before we really had anything else, but people use Lost Vacuum now when they want to do that shit. So it's not gonna matter that much. Medicham V, just all of the Rapid Strike stuff, going to hell. This dude, no, it's a different dude that I'm thinking of, but I mean, none of them saw play. Galarian Moltres goes away too, so once again, not every Darkness deck used this, like the Roller Moon decks, but some did, I did. We lose this card, another card, Darkrai V-Star. If you wanted to use that, it won't be very good without this either. Umbreon, people stopped using it. Zoroark. So stage 1, like toolbox or just stage 1 box Zoroark decks do see play, and they do some annoying stuff when your deck isn't prepared for it. Getting things like the Appleton or what the fuck is his name? Electivire, spreading. What else do they copy? Like Mightyena, just hitting the corresponding meta deck. So this guy's going away too, for those that used it. Duraludon VMAX gonna go away. Ah, damn it. Why did I jump? Okay, where are we? The shitty Salamence that I've used isn't gonna be good. Rayquaza, man. It's just so sad. This card stopped seeing play so quickly. They just really just... Might be one of the most biggest failures of Rayquaza cards. Like, even Rayquaza GX had more of an impact than this. It really is a shame. But I mean, it's not a pretty looking card anyway as far as Rayquaza cards go. The full art for this is a little better. Yeah, the Appleton. This is the Appleton that 70 damage for each special energy. Yeah, Zoroark used this as well. You won't be able to Duraludon. Regidrago, like any Regigigas decks, they're going to hell too. This Slacking. I wanted to use this as well, but it was just another fucking dud of a stage 2. Too many limitations, not really many advantages. So Braviary, okay, this isn't the one that the fucking annoying Tsarina deck uses. Copycat is going away. I think we do have another Copycat that's more recent, but I could be wrong. If this supporter goes away, it is going to be pretty sad too. We don't have too many supporter cards that I just dig. Just a generic shuffle draw 6, like Cynthia and Professor Oak's New Theory. I'm always missing that when I don't have it around. And if this goes away too, it's going to suck even more. Crystal Cave for a little bit of healing. Raihan. A lot of decks use this guy too. I never used him, but it's just my preference. But a lot of decks did. So he's gone away too. Rescue Carrier. This is a pretty nice card too in some decks. Pretty good recovery if you lose low HP Pokemon. Spirit Mask. So much for my shitty Venusaur deck. Stormy Mountains, another good stadium to get lightning Pokemon and dragon Pokemon. Zinnia, I never thought this was as good as a porter as Erica or the original Steven's Advice, but some people did use this once again. It was a Discord outlet too. And that's it for Evolving Skies. So a lot of lightning support goes away from here mainly. This Dragonite V, yeah, I guess I didn't touch on it, but it's going away. Just a lot of expensive ass full art cards. But competitive wise, not too much stuff. A few key trainers. Lightning Pokemon like Fluffy, they're big ones. Zoroark deck, if anybody cared. Moltres too. So a bunch of stuff leaves from here too. I'd say, I guess the biggest one would be Fluffy from here, if I had to pick one. Okay. Celebrations, we probably don't lose much from here. I guess this Kyogre goes away. So anybody that still wanted to use this in comfy decks won't. Flying Pikachu, I saw that very rarely. Some people did still persist on using this, but it didn't make sense much to me. I mean, it stops basic Pokemon. So what are you really stopping? Other lightning decks like this and basically Roaring Moon. But then Roaring Moon is just going to kill you with the Frenzied Gouging, and you were going to give away 3 prizes too as opposed to 2. So I didn't understand lightning players still want to use this. But the Zacian V goes to hell from this set too, so Gardevoir decks aren't going to be able to use this. They lose this and the stage 2 Gardevoir for an attacker. Professor Research, I mean, we can use this because we got the other versions. The Mew here goes away. So a lot of decks still use this card. Gardevoir decks used it. Charizard decks used it as well sometimes. And it's just a decent little support Pokemon. When you start with it, you can get some stuff going on. So it goes away. I don't think it has any other reprint. The rest of the stuff here, I mean, it's just the collectible shit. Yeah, it doesn't, I don't think we lose anything else of significance from here. And then last but not least, the biggest one probably, the Fusion Strike fucking set. So the biggest thing going away from here is the fucking Fusion Strike archetype. It did die out a lot. I mean, I've seen it recently, people trying to use it. I guess maybe if they never used it, they're thinking, okay, let me just use this before it rotates. But with Roaring Moon and, well, that deck, I can't think of any other Darkness decks, but there's probably other ones. It kind of died out. It was a very broken ass deck. I hated the way they designed it. I mean, still wasn't as bad as any deck with Arceus deck of Palkia GX, but it was really close. But I mean, from here, what else do we lose besides that? My beloved Chandelure VMAX. Man, they never gave me another sort of item trainer locking card. Like Vileplume, we could have maybe used this in standard. Even Benetti, I can't effectively use if I can't lock some kind of trainers. But I mean, it was a VMAX at the end of the day. Pretty high risk. Water decks like Chien-Pao would fuck it up. So, yeah, just VMAXs just couldn't be very good. The 3 price thing is just too much of a risk. What else do we lose from here? I mean, there's a bunch of other Rapid Strike and Single Strike shit. Swampert, nobody really used. I mean, so once per turn energy acceleration for water or fighting. Perhaps I could have tried this with fighting, but I mean, Claydol is just better. He's just gonna be better even than this guy. A real shame. It's Pumpkaboo. So this lets you draw a card. Some random decks did have it in, but not a lot. Inteleon, this thing for the Rapid Strike decks. Once again, going away. What else? What else? Yeah, the Fusion Strike. This fucking card finally going away. I will not miss you at all. Just made it too broken, man. Free retreat and 310 HP. It didn't even bother giving it like 290 or something because it had free retreat. Copying attacks can go back in the deck. Ignores effects too, so wall Pokemon can't do shit. Just too fucking good. And not to mention, they didn't make the Genesect once per turn, which was another thing that contributed to this deck being bullshit. Okay, this Golem goes to hell too. I won't be able to use with Claydol. This Steelix, I used it a little bit when we had Vivid Voltage Donphan. I wanted to make better use of it, but just pretty difficult, as usual. Man, this set is fucking huge as well. 260 cards. Gengar VMAX. People used it a little bit, then stopped. The shitty Obstagoon that I used. Look at these pathetic cards. 2 for 70. Look at these pathetic cards. It's just nobody knows. Nobody will remember. Just got printed for no reason. Going away. I think this guy is pretty fucking shit too. No, I'm thinking of another shittier Toxicroak. Anything else in here? Fucking Genesect. Didn't make it once per turn. Ensuring Fusion Strike decks were going to be tier 0 and bullshit. The Lattes, the Fusion Strike Lattes. I wanted to use these guys, but I never got the chance because I didn't have enough copies when this set came out in TCG Online. And, you know, they don't do that much. What is it? I think, what does your attack do? Yeah, blocking VMAX is just stuff that would be irrelevant right now. I think the Let's all roll out. Never became anything like Mad Party. VIP pass, yeah. So this card, they even had this over here. It's because it is a pretty huge card going away that's going to slow things down. Turbo ass decks, bullshit decks basically that are turbo, like Rowan Moon, Comfy, and just any other turbo based decks. Things being so fast, I never thought it was appropriate for Pokemon. Especially when the card pool, it just doesn't have this in it. There's just other fast ass cards. This just makes things worse. This going away is pretty good because it was really those decks that could have exploited this. Because you're trying to make a regular ass stage 2 deck like mine, you got this in, you run a pretty big risk of if you don't see this turn 1, then later on you got a deck card, and if you couldn't search Pokemon, you couldn't even search them like with Nest Ball. So that's why it only benefited turbo decks mostly, and I'm glad it's going away. It is going to slow down a lot of the turbo decks like Rowan Moon, Comfy, and other fast decks, so that's pretty good. Another thing that the Fusion Strike deck benefited from greatly, also coming from here. What else? Just, what the fuck? How did I get here? Okay, VIP pass going, Buck Catcher. This was your maybe draw 4 shitty card, whatever. Caramelmatic, bullshit card they pretty much made for the Fusion Strike deck because you don't lose anything if you get Tails. Hated it. Cross Switcher, a lot of decks do use this. Roaring Moon as well. Gonna go away. And Judge, so this does have a reprint. It kind of says so here too. So we still have Judge, but it's not that great of a card. Power Tablet, Quick Ball. Quick Ball. Oh yeah, this had a D mark anyway, so we didn't have this. I was like, what the fuck? This was still around? No way. So Schoolgirl and Shauna, damn it. So Shauna, she's going away too. Fuck, I never thought I'd say this. So obviously this has always been weaker than the Shuffle and Draw Cynthia that lets you draw 6, Professor Oak's Theory, but because we don't have those cards around, this sometimes is just the best alternative to Copycat, Eono. Just when you just want to draw 5, not really mess with your opponent's hand, you get a little bit of solid draw still, only affects you. It was still pretty good. I used it pretty much in almost all of my decks, at least one copy. So if this is going to go away, I don't think we have any other print for her. So losing this and the Copycat is going to stink. I think maybe Copycat does have another print, but this, I don't think we do. I could be wrong, but I don't think we do. Damn it, why do you jump? Schoolgirl, another supporter that I sometimes used. It was a pretty nice, solid, straight draw 4. If you see this early game where your opponent hasn't taken any prizes, it's always a draw 4 basically. So it was just much better than any other card that was straight draw 4 but had more bullshit limitations. This guy just wasn't as good because it's just more specific. You can't, because it's at odd numbers, it means that early game, if nobody taken any prizes, he wasn't going to be as good as the girl. Sydney, I guess some bullshit troll decks use this too. Skater's Park. This is something that the Chien-Pao decks still use. And it's going to hurt them a little bit, but not by much. They can just use switches now. What else? I mean, that's it. We're done. These are sort of the full arts. So, my general summary, I guess. So, the Fusion Strike deck goes to hell. It was dying out anyway, but it's going to be out of the picture. Lightning decks lose a little bit of power when they lose. They're losing the option for Fluffy, and I think that's about it. Psychic decks lose a lot of power because they lose Fog Crystal, which was a major consistency card for them. Gardevoir decks in particular, I think they're going to die out because they lose pretty much most of the attackers they would want to use. Maybe they're going to evolve and people are going to use different things because Gardevoir EX is still a strong card. But the Gardevoir EX as it is going to change a lot. Decks slow down in general because we won't have VIP pass, and I'm glad for that. Darkness decks lose a little bit of power too, you know, without the Moltres, both the V and the regular one, you don't get those free energies. And the other birds as well, I think they'd be in these sets too. I didn't talk about them, but Galarian Articuno and then these Zapdos too. Those go away from Evolving Skies. The single strike, rapid strike decks, nobody's going to give a fuck about. Path to the Peak, Major Stadium, we lose in my opinion. And that's pretty much it. I mean, did I forget anything else? I don't think so. So, what's going to happen in the upcoming format? I mean, what's going to happen? Good question. I think pretty much the new stuff that's already doing good, it's still going to be doing good. Maybe things are going to slow down. It depends on the new cards we're going to get as well. Things like Charizard, they really don't lose jack shit. So people that want to use Charizard EX decks with Pidgeot, they probably won't give a fuck too much about the rotation. Yeah, Pokemon Go sticks around, the V-Star sets stick around. So V-Stars are still going to be a little bit of a thing. But that's about it. So this video has gone long enough, but I guess I covered most of the stuff in a general sense, giving you guys an idea of the decks that get weakened. Decks that are going to get stronger, I mean, you know, Lightning decks, okay, they lose Fluffy, they still got the Electric Generator. Iron Hands is still a strong card. It's not going to change that much. Maybe, I don't know, Fluffy did help out Iron Hands. So without that card, perhaps Lightning decks are going to be affected more than I think. Mewtwo decks, I mean, we got the Zadu, the Mewtwo without Fog Crystal. That deck loses a lot of power once again. So that's going to be kind of a deck that if you liked, I liked it, gets weaker. But anyway, I just, without any notes or anything, I'm just talking out of my ass here. But I covered most of the cards. I think it is a pretty good rotation. A lot of cards that I hate are going away. And yeah, we'll just move on. That's how it is with the Pokemon TCG. Should be used to it. So thank you guys for watching the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Share the video with your friends. And I'll see you guys next time. Saberhole Final 4. What I...